A welcome CNG Online 2 week 11. Let's see, for this week we started into, I think it was access controls and discretionary access controls, week 11. Yeah, yeah. So with ACLs in this chapter, I think the most important takeaway from this chapter is the four main models: mandatory access control, discretionary access control, rule and role-based access control. And I think it's important to know, um, if you are given a definition, you're able to match it with the correct one, which seems pretty easy, but also know what each one is in terms of its most restrictive, least restrictive, more real world, etc. With that, there is some homework with the assignments. Practice Lab 11.1, Lab 1, 2, and 3, with some projects. When I was looking at the projects in class this morning, I think the only one that might give you some issues um, would be this last one. Explore account restrictions with Windows 10. And remember, it's only exploring. There's no snip loaded with this one. Yeah, or I guess there is right there. But it's only, once again, just looking at it, exploring it. Um, I believe we already made Abby Lomax in a previous project, just to make sure that you do follow that first section there. I wasn't able to get around to grading yet. Probably won't get around to grading today, as it is Halloween. I have to start running and go pick up kids here shortly. So I'll get to grading as soon as I can. But once again, feel free to reach out. Let me know. I did post this Transcender video. I thought it was working. But this shows you the basics of having an account already made, logging into that account, um, making or I should say, adding the code to that account in Transcender, and then accessing the material within Transcender. I also included in there a search on how to get Transcender from the library. And once again, to get the code from Transcender, I believe there was a previous video or a previous news that was left you a message on how to contact, I think it was Sandra Greenfield. So when you do order something from the bookstore, just put this in there. Attention, Sandra Greenfield, I'm an online student. Could you please email me the code? And she'll just scan that document to you so you can have it, of course, after you paid. And I believe that's it. Have a happy Halloween tonight. Be safe. I know there's only a few of you in the class, but hopefully tomorrow I can get to grading. I know it's kind of a little bit later in the week, but should start grading tomorrow. Next week, make sure you're preparing for the test. As some students started getting ready to jump the gun also, I shouldn't say jumping the gun, they're chomping at the bit trying to get ahead. Submit your Transcender quiz and your test score here, and that's simply just taking a snip of your final score and submitting it in your quiz. Whatever score you get, I'll simply divide that by 10 to get you a score out of 10. For your Transcender test, I don't do that. I just simply take your score because it's usually out of 100 and simply apply it there. And once you score an 85 or better with the Transcender test in the SYO 401 test, it does affect your exam scores. So exams 1 through 4 will be changed to 100% if you do pass the Transcender with 85 or better. So, and once again, the best way to approach that is simply by taking the tests a few times. I figure you'll take it about 3 times to get a perfect score. Look at the answer and look at why it was wrong, or if you felt like you could have got this one wrong, look at why it's right and actually get a definition of why it's right. That can also help you. If you have any questions, feel free to email, call, or just IM me here on D2L. I should be around tomorrow morning early all the way up to about a little past lunch. So, and then I'll try to step out just so I can start grading all the material. If you have any further questions, let me know. Since we are at week 11, also make sure you are going into your DreamSpark accounts and grabbing FRCC on the. Make sure you start rat holing all the free material you can. I try to push this to my students as much as I can to let them know that the free software is out there for them. Hopefully it opens up the first time to the right one. So if I log in with my student account, I think that's it. No. No. Maybe. Okay, so that's it. So make sure to grab as much as you can. What I always show the students is that Visio, Visual Studio, and Microsoft Project. So here we have Project and Visio 2016's free to students. If you were to Microsoft Project. I guess it's a whole. Oops, horrible typing. Newegg. So if we're just look at Microsoft Project 2016, because we're at the professional, it retails for about $1,100. Once again, you're getting that for free. Handy to help you out in planning any sort of project. Visio is the next one. Basically, with Visio, you can set up tables, tables, graphs, get visuals on database tables, and make flowcharts really simple. Visio Professional, handy tool. Once again, completely free. That one retails for about a little less. I want to say it was about $400 to $500. Yeah. So we're looking at about $500. Once again, to the student, free. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions about that. With DreamSpark myself, I have filled up almost my entire 1 terabyte of OneDrive with images, snips of keys, just about everything I could from DreamSpark. I think even at one point when I was getting ready to leave school, I even took the email exchange server and started setting up my own email server. I didn't buy the licensing. Of course, you need to buy that, but you do get the software for free. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me. Once again, do use this to your advantage since you are a student. Get as much free software as you can so you can not only broaden your mind about how to use that, but maybe you just get a little bit of hands-on feel for that type of software. Thanks. Bye.